Here are the highlights of the first of two races at the Chang International Circuit. Leading away from pole position, the red and yellow Ferrari of Anthony Liu did just enough to keep Rino Mastronardi in the silver 38 Ferrari at bay into the opening corner. Already making ground, Hunter Abbott up into third place in the Mercedes, but behind Martin Kodrick going very well indeed. Great exit from turn one for the Lamborghini racer. Up at turn three though, things went wrong because unfortunately Mitch Gilbert had got his Audi ahead of the Mercedes, got clouted by it and was effectively out of the race, limping around at the tail end of the field. The number 18 Audi also went into rotation as well. No real damage, but just a concertina effect. The damage came at the same corner about 6 or 7 laps later, and the Lamborghini that had been running third, Martin Kodrick, caught a GT4 Cayman that had already had a clash with the race leader. Anthony Liu is out of the picture, out of the race, and that handed the advantage over as the 89 limps back. And the Lamborghini was rescued onto a flatbed. That put Rino Mastronardi into the lead of the race. And you can see the explanations in the pit lane, the famous driver hand movements, who did what and where. 86 Audi, this was the one that Mitch Gilbert lost a lot of ground on that opening lap. Out of the overall reckoning, definitely in the overall reckoning, was the 38 Ferrari. In from the lead of the race into the pit stops, Rui Aguas took it over and went on a charge. But he had the Mercedes catching up, and a driver who really flew in the second half of the race was Carlo Van Dam. Took over from Borovud Pirompakti and picked his way past the Porsches, past the Audis, gained a lot of position out on the circuit. The GT4 runners still fighting very hard indeed. And in the background you can see one of the Audis making gains. Unfortunately not everybody kept it clean. The 99 Porsche off the side of the circuit when it decided to come back on. Unfortunately there was contact with the number 39 Ferrari, side to side, and a little bit more, I think that's what we call afters. And Devin Modell had to tuck into position behind. Maxime Jus in the number 8 Porsche working very hard indeed to keep Chris van der Drift in the 88 Craft Bamboo Porsche behind him as they went past the car that went on to win the GT4 class. And tucked in behind was that 39 Ferrari that had a clash with a third of those Porsches, which of course was the yellow and green one. But on the pit wall, Rino Mastronardi was just urging the clock to beat down to the end of an hour. And certainly for his teammate Rui Aguas, things were getting tighter and tighter because he had the Mercedes closing in, Maxi Book getting closer and closer. Now how's this? Just what you don't want when you're chasing is to have a Lamborghini spinning across your path, but fortunately that kept out of the way. Number 2 Lamborghini was able to continue, and luckily the 999 Mercedes was not too interrupted, but down to the final corner, under a second between the race leader. That's Rui Aguas and Maxi Book, but there's the checkered flag, and Aguas had done just enough, another flamboyant flash of the lights, and it was victory to Ferrari over Mercedes, and Audis came 4th, 5th and 6th.